Hey, what's up everyone, it's Gamers The Reason. Now, last week I uploaded a video, Halo 4 review video, and sorry, but I'm going to have to re-upload it. If you watched it, may or may not notice that the gameplay is a little bit too loud, so I lowered it perfectly enough so then you could hear it enough to understand what they're saying and what's happening, because in the review I actually show you what I'm talking about instead of just hearing me blabbering about it. I'm actually going to show you, and things such as parts such as when I show the warthog or the mongoose, you can actually really hear it, so you can get a great example of it. And so I'm going to re-upload that, and you could click on the link to watch it right now. This week I'm going to be doing a lot of different videos, such as one, it's going to be kind of a video that's going to kind of explain something that most people don't know. It doesn't really matter, but it's kind of a small thing, you know, such as like, what's the difference between this, this, and this? And I might eventually in the future do a video that tells you the difference between a geek and a nerd. Most people know it as the same thing. Yes, they're both smart, but they're quite different, and they go in different directions, I guess you could say. I'm also going to be giving you a surprise for later this week, a little project I've been working on. It's something I finished quite a while back, but I'm going to try to get back track on it and start making some more for you guys, because I think it's something that's going to be really fun, especially if you're a Halo player and remember Halo 3. That's all you need to know. Stay tuned and subscribe to stay tuned to that. I'm also going to be doing a video later this week about a YouTuber that's ran into some drama and just crap, and I feel that somebody needs to say something, and I've formed a group of people that's going to help him in some sort of way, so stay tuned to that as well. And what I'm going to be bringing today is that the Wii U has been out for a while now. Now, I heard a lot of good things about it, but also one kind of bad thing that's been going all over the internet that people have been talking about, and that is from the people that are actually going to be, or were going to be making games for it, such as Metrolight, I believe it's called. And what they've pretty much came out and said is that the system is just crap. Some of the things that they talk about is like the CPU is just too slow. Now, I understand it is slower than all the rest. I guess you could say it's pretty much like a smartphone in that kind of way, really. I mean, it's like a quad-core processor, I believe, and it's kind of slow, especially compared to a desktop. So I understand it's slow, but I guess you could say in some sort of way it is more future-proof just because it has more cores, and games like Battlefield 3 does use more than 2 cores, at least on PC. It uses 4, and like I said, more future-proof that way. And the other thing is the RAM. The RAM, it has 2 gigabytes, which is more than Xbox 360 or PS3. It's DDR3, but it is slower. It's running at 12.6 gigabytes per second, I believe. If not, then I'll put a quotation right there, or comment below correcting myself. And the PS3 and Xbox 360 are a lot faster than that. One of them's at the Xbox 360 is at 22.4 gigabytes per second, and the PS3 is at 25.6 gigabytes per second. Now, you gotta understand that the PS3, the memory is actually being shared between the GPU and the CPU, so even though it seems like it has more, but it is being shared, so it's like cut in half. But either way, the Wii U does have less. I mean, it has more RAM, but it is slower. So, it's a bad thing, yes. And understand, a lot of things about the system, like I said, is more, but is slower and lower. So, really, you know, it could be beneficial in some ways, but typically and simply speaking, it is not as good as it needs to be able to handle the newest games. Now, I understand, since it has newer technology inside of it, it probably will be definitely more efficient and probably faster in a few ways. You know, like I explained in the past, it doesn't matter about the specs, because the specs don't always matter. It's the structure that matters. So let's just say a CPU versus another CPU. You know what I mean? They're different, you know, they're structured differently usually, and unless it's the same series, it's different, it's usually the same structure, maybe it's slightly a little bit lower in some ways, but really it's just a structure that matters, you know, like 600 series. Anti-aliasing barely makes an impact on difference. That's a great thing, because all other graphics cards before it made a huge impact on performance. So they minimized the difference, and they've done a few things to make it much more energy efficient. So really, does this mean the Wii U is going to end? No. It's definitely a big step up for Nintendo, and definitely a lot better than the original Wii. Now, I really hope they do fix this problem. They probably fix it with some software, or an update, or something. Hopefully not a big update like the last one, which annoyed a lot of people, but I'm willing to deal with it. And, you know, I think the Wii is definitely going to be a great system, a great successor, you know, and it does bring a little bit better graphics than the current gen consoles, at least on a few games. And it could play games at 1080p 60 frames per second, which some of the current consoles such as PS4 and Xbox 360 usually stay around 30, at least on some of the graphically intensive games. So it's going to bring more playability and something new for Nintendo fans, or somebody that wants to do some casual gaming, and it's only like $50 more than the current gen consoles. So really, I think it's going to do great, but there is some slight issues and bottlenecks. But I think as it advances and gets easier to understand, and some problems get fixed, I think that people are going to be coming back to make games for it, because some of the people that have made, you know, Metro Last Light, they said they might come back to it later, but for right now, it's just too time consuming, and it's not really for them to do right now. So I'm hoping they do come back, like I said, and we will have to see. And another thing is, as recently it's been Black Friday, and there's been a lot of sales on Steam, which is why I got Steam right behind me. There's Counter-Strike for $7.49, Modern Warfare 3 for $29.99 from $60. Alan Wake, $9.99, great game. Legend of Grimlock, I haven't heard too much about it, but it's at $3.74. And The Witcher 2, $7.49, which is actually a pretty good game. Just kind of, from what I've heard, at least on the first one, graphically demanding. And Borderlands 2 yesterday was $29.99. It's $44.99 right now. Dishonored, $29.99. That is a great game. You know, I've heard nothing but good stuff about it. Some people have heard some bad things, but I guess it's just not their type of game. But for most people, especially if you're coming from Assassin's Creed, or maybe Skyrim, or if you like, you know, just adventurous games like that, or if you just like to be sneaky, then it's definitely your kind of game. Great game, love it. I will be trying to bring you some gameplay videos for it soon, and a review, such as the Halo 4 review, and oh yeah, Batman Arkham City Game of the Year Edition, $7.49. That is a great deal. So there's things being 50% off, 75% off, and they have about 2 days left, so you should go check it out. And that's one reason I like being a PC gamer, because games are cheap. Yes, it costs a little bit more to build a gaming computer, but it's a computer out of it, and just costs a little bit more than buying a branded computer that you can't use for gaming. It's like, should you go for $500 or $550, or up to maybe $650 for a top-of-the-line Blu-ray player and Ultimate for gaming? Really, it's a small difference, makes a huge difference, better than buying a computer separately and a console as well, and the games are cheaper, especially with Steam, which is why I love Steam. So thanks again for watching this video, and please subscribe for more, because I do got a lot of variety of stuff coming to you guys. So thanks again for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.